Week 10 means that we have now passed the halfway point of the spring-summer 23 season.
Hose down now, kids. Chicken's almost ready.
And that's why this week Supreme wants you to go for gold.
It's not a liquid!
That's right, they're making these gold bracelets for all you winners out there.
I won.
And guys, don't worry, they're making silver ones too for all you second place bitches.
I feel like I'm chosen, I'm covered in gold.
Welcome back, friends, to another edition of Fauntleroy's Finest, and today we're going to talk about Supreme's Week 10.
Move this man!
And folks, this week features not one, but two items off of Manny's must-have items of the season list. He's gonna have to decide whether to go after one of those two Jacob and Co Bracelets or that fancy Kermit Chair. I got all excited when they said Kermit Chair. I thought it was gonna be like a chair with Kermit.
Hey, what happened?
Now I'm gonna go over those items plus the rest of the drop list, but first, if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to the channel, go ahead and like the video, and make sure you turn on notifications so you're alerted when I do a live stream. Now, I am having to pause the Wednesday live streams while I'm in Europe. I'm on a ship doing some work here, and I'm stuck on a very, very slow network, so it is not conducive to live streaming at all.
Look what you did, you little jerk!
Don't worry, we're gonna be back soon. But if you do want up-to-the-minute information on all things streetwear, then you should join the Fauntleroy's Finest Discord. We have lists of everything that's dropping, we have links to the drops, and we are starting to get all the raffles for the Travis Scotts that are releasing on Wednesday. Make sure you have the sneakers app ready to go Wednesday morning, because that for sure is the cop of this week. I'm sending good luck vibes to you guys for those Travises this week.
Is he crazy, or is that just the way he acts?
Alright, enough about that. Let's get into the drop. First up, we have the Sex in Heaven Mesh Back 5 panel.
I like sex. It's nice.
I don't really understand why it's at the bottom of the list. It's not that bad. I know Highland's gonna pick one up. That's not really saying much. I know he picks up about everything that they drop every week. I actually kind of think this is a decent trucker hat. I assume the reason that it's so low is it doesn't say Supreme or anything like that. I really doubt it's gonna have much resale value, but at the end of the day, I think it's a decent trucker hat, so there you go. Next up, we have these Destruction of Purity Chino pants. Now, I kind of like this collection. There's gonna be a couple of pieces with this design on it. The pants are probably my least favorite of the group. It kind of just feels like it's a little too much on these pants. Again, for personals, these will be fine, but I'm really not interested in these too much, so let's move along.
Whack.
Next up, we have the Sex in Heaven Ringer tee. I think this is going to be a premium tee, but not 100% sure on that one. It says it's a jersey. Again, I don't really hate this graphic. I think I like it better on the hat, honestly. It's odd that this is above the hat, but at the end of the day, I really don't see any resale in here, so strictly a personal. Let's keep going.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
Next up, the Destruction of Purity shirt. Now, this is actually my favorite piece from this collection. I think they did a much better job of the design of the shirt. Half of it has stuff on it, the other half doesn't. I think that would have been better on the pants.
You don't even know!
I personally think this is one of the better button-ups that they've made in quite a long time. Like, I can't even think of one that even compares until we go back to, like, the Tekken collaboration, and that one was extremely busy. I'm not really sure if I would recommend for reselling, but again, this is a really cool button-up, and I give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up!
Next up, the Applique track pant. I think these track pants are pretty nice, to be fair. Those orange ones, and I don't like orange very much, but those orange ones stick out and look pretty nice to me. I don't really see any resale on these, but they will look good if you grab them. So, I mean, you got that going for you.
Oh my God! I'm gorgeous!
Next up, the sleeve stripe zip-up sweater. Not really a fan of this one at all. I guess it's good that it has a zipper. And that's probably the only good thing I can say about this item.
Oh, that's cold.
Next up, we have the Roman sweatpants. I do like the idea of this design, using the old Roman kind of characters to spell out Supreme all across it. I just think they went a little ham with it. I think it's just a little too much with both sides being completely up and down. That said, the colorways that they used for these particular sweatpants are on point. Gray red is that classic Supreme, black white, obviously, and then that North Carolina blue. All those colorways look really cool. So honestly, again, if you need a personal pair of sweatpants, these will be really cool, but I really am not sure about reselling sweatpants ever.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
Ever. Next up, we have the Crest crew neck. Let's be honest, people, nobody's buying a crew neck. I do like that logo. It's got like a Barnum and Bailey's circus kind of theme going on. It would have been a great logo to have on a t-shirt last week. I can think of a couple that it could have replaced and I would have been happier, but they didn't, and they put it on a crew neck, so we're not gonna buy it. Let's keep going. Next up, we have the Destruction of Purity Harrington jacket. So this is a tale of two jackets to me. The front kind of looks boring. Like if you were to walk up on somebody with the plain white one, they'd be like, oh, that's just a basic ass jacket.
Yeah, basic.
But then the back of this jacket looks great. Like, I love the back hit on there, and I love the way it looks with the sleeves and everything like that. And in my personal opinion, I think the white one looks better than the other ones. I'm not really sure that you should be interested in buying this for resale, but it is a really cool jacket. And according to Drops, it's not that expensive. $228, that's pretty normal for a Supreme jacket. I kind of expect it to be a little more expensive. I really don't see a ton of demand for this because it doesn't have enough Supreme everywhere. But if we're just talking strictly design-wise and how it looks, I think that this collection of pieces was done pretty well. But if for some reason you got a hair up your ass and you need to buy this for reselling, obviously go with the biggest possible sizes you can. And you'd probably be sitting on this for a few seasons as well if you did buy it for reselling.
I've been sitting here for days.
Alright, next up we have the Crochet Football Jersey. Now I'm gonna go ahead and label this my sleeper of the week. This is the Kirk Diggler special. I can see a fit pic from this guy with this crochet jersey on. No doubt about it in my mind. I would probably lean into the light blue one as being the most popular of the group. Obviously, if you live in Miami, you're going with the orange and green. The red one looks like an amalgamation of a Red Sox jersey and a Yankees jersey put together, and I don't feel like that belongs in a real world environment ever, so I'll not look at that one anymore. Drops currently has this listed at $138. If that is the price point, I think it's a decent one to pick up, again, in the bigger sizes. This is one of the most unique pieces that I've seen since I've been making videos for Supreme. I can't imagine there'll be a ton of stock on these. Of course, it's a little bit risky. I don't think everyone on earth wants a crochet Supreme football jersey, but those that do, I would imagine they don't have a problem paying a little bit more for it. This item ticks a bunch of boxes on the resale card, but it still would be a little bit of a risky item to grab. It's completely possible that this thing sits, like, for the whole season. But something's telling me that blue colorway could be something that really does well down the road in the future, but this is really all going to depend on what the actual retail price ends up being.
You're about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop.
Next up, we have the metallic plaid S logo New Era. I really think these look great. I wish they were 6 panels, to be fair. I would have bought them all up if they were 6 panels. I've been burned too many times by these New Era hats that I just don't even want anything to do with them anymore. I think these would make really good personals. If you are looking to resell these, size 8s are the ones to go after because they just make the least of that size. My favorite of these is probably the red one. It would go with my kilt, you know, if I was wearing my kilt around. But I think all the colorways are fine, not really into the beige one, but the other two are fine, the black, the blue, the red. My only problem is it's a fitted New Era hat, so those just haven't been doing as good lately. So if you like them, grab them, but if not, let's keep going. Next up, we have the Zip Up Roman hooded sweatshirt. Now, I think the design actually works a lot better on these hoodies than it did on the pants. I really can't tell you that these are going to do that well resale-wise, but I do like the colorways here. I love that classic gray-red Supreme colorway, and the blue one actually does look a lot better as a hoodie than it does as some track pants. That said, I'd be targeting these for the personal or wait for the sale and pick them up there.
If it's one thing I hate, it's a last day half-price bargain sale.
Next up, we have the Applique hooded track jacket. I kind of like this one. I don't really know what to tell you about reselling, but I do think this is a really nice piece. The Applique hoodies have been doing pretty well over the past few seasons. They might not make as many of the items that have the Applique stuff on them, or people just like it more. I don't know, one of those things. This is basically a pullover track jacket with a hoodie, so it's like a water-resistant Supreme hoodie. Oh, it's not a pullover, it has a zipper. Okay, well, cool. Having the zipper for the track jacket is probably better than just pulling it over, that's for sure. Kind of a unique piece, a track jacket with the Applique lettering on it. I don't know, guys, maybe worth taking a gamble on. XXL, XL, could do okay. I don't know why, but that orange colorway is really talking to me on this particular piece. Honestly, one of the better track jackets that we've seen from Supreme in quite a long time.
Well done!
Next up, the two-tone corduroy camp cap. I kind of dig these two-tone corduroy hats. I'm not a huge fan of the fat corduroy hat, though, that I will say. But I do think the two-tone nature of these makes them a little bit more interesting than normal. Probably the blue colorway actually works best. I think the black one on this is a little too much with the black and white lines. I feel like that blue hat would kind of go good with that Nego Levi's stuff that came out a little bit ago. So if you're buying something and need that little extra push for free shipping, maybe pick up that blue hat. I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Next up, we have the small box logo tee. You know what kind of a week it is when a small box logo premium tee makes it up to the #3 spot on the Supreme community. Not a good one.
Shit went bad real quick.
Alright, next up we have the Supreme Kermit Chair. That's right, this is the chair that Manny needs for his backyard. Don't you think it'd look good right there? Looks like the retail price on this thing is confirmed at $398. That means it's a $400 chair. I don't believe that they will make very many of these, and I think that they will sell out. It's hard to say. These are the hardest items for me to predict as to, like, if you should go after it or not. I don't think I have to tell you guys, but reselling is not as easy as it was just, say, 2 years ago. I kind of feel like $400 is a little bit too pricey for this chair. I would have a hard time recommending the average person to pick this up for reselling. I would probably try to find buyers for these before you even attempt to go after them. But if you have to choose between buying this chair and eating for a week, I would probably skip on the chair.
When do we need food?
Next up, we have the Supreme Jacob and Co logo link bracelet. Now this is a really, really cool piece. The gold bracelet looks to be about $2,998. I don't know why they just didn't go $3K on you, but they went just under.
Missed it by that much.
And the silver one is basically a free discount coming in at just under $550. Yeah, that's still a lot for a silver bracelet. Jacob and Co and Supreme did collaborate on a watch a few seasons back. That watch had a pretty extreme price point as well. If these were Tiffany, I actually do think they might resell pretty well. But being Jacob and Co, they're kind of overpriced anyways for what they are. That's my opinion on Jacob and Co. If you love Jacob and Co, you know, good for you. I don't personally think that Jacob and Co should be at a price point the same as like a Tiffany or those other kind of brands. But you know what? Good for them. At least they have faith in their products.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
I do not, however, have faith in resell in either of these two pieces. They are awesome pieces, so if you are able to pick up the gold one, you are a baller. And if you can't afford $3K, you know, drop $550 on the silver one. I'm pretty sure they didn't make very many of these, and I do expect that they will probably sell out, even with those extreme price points. I'm gonna say the same thing I said about that chair. If you have to decide between, like, rent money and a gold bracelet, I would probably skip on the gold bracelet. I don't see these reselling for enough to make it worth your while to waste like $3,000 on this. I honestly think you could take the $3,000 and put it into t-shirts that are still left on the website, and you'd profit way more off of those in total than buying this single gold bracelet.
It's a total fabrication.
I personally like silver jewelry anyways, white, gold, platinum, silver. I like that colorway better. I'd really like to grab that silver one, but I think $550, man, I think I could buy a whole silver brick for $550. Basically, I have zero faith in these as far as reselling goes. Super cool piece. I'd love to see what it looks like in person, but I don't have $550 to waste on some silver bracelets.
Money, please!
Well, there you go, guys. That is the drop list. Although they are bringing us a couple of really cool items, being the chair and the bracelets, this might be the worst resell week that I have ever been a part of on Supreme.
It is a barren wasteland.
I really don't see a ton there that'll do anything. If you don't want a chair or a bracelet, this might be a week to take a nap.
I can sleep with my eyes open.
Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are going after this week, if anything. Are you gonna grab that bracelet? You gonna be a baller? I wanna see it.
I might fuck with that.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me, going through this drop list. And if for some reason this video didn't give you all the Fauntleroy that you need in your life today, well, then you should check out these videos right here.